Welcome to another episode of Becoming Light Case Study, the Melissa edition. And why don't you tell us a little bit about you, how long you've been in the business, like tell us about your business and what it's all about.
Yeah, so I've been licensed for 10 years. I started off with full body waxing, did that for 3 years, decided I missed hair, went to an Aveda salon, did their education program. Then was like, you know what? Can't do hair color, gives me anxiety, but I love bridal hair, which gives everyone else anxiety, but I love it. So um, I just went out on my own and it was right before the pandemic, but it all worked out because then I was able to grow my business and just did so much of the website, business marketing, like all that stuff. And then I just specialize in bridal hair now, bridal hair, full body waxing, and haircuts. And I recently just got my own studio at Salons, and thanks to Ashley. Well, thanks to just so much stuff, like just
Mhm.
honestly higher than us, right? Like that's why
Oh, yeah.
I was called for energy work and to incorporate it because there's so many things that were happening that I'm like, okay, like this is fucking rad.
Yeah. No, I love what you do because it's so niche. And I love that you're like, well, I like this, but I don't like this. And you're like, fuck it, I'm gonna mash it all together and like here's my business brand, which is great. Like I remember, I think it was today I did a post about, kind of having the guts to be really unique. And it's okay because it actually like will attract like those heaven yes clients. It's like, really important for us to listen to like what is our brand and like, you can be as niche as you want and like you will get those clients,
Yeah.
because you'll just keep speaking to them. But before I get really excited, where are you located, by the way?
I'm in San Jose, California, in the
Okay,
Bay Area.
awesome. Yeah. And can you tell me about how did we connect and like what inspired you to say yes and book a blueprint session and actually chat with me about becoming light?
Um, it was wild. I went on a hairstylist retreat called
Yes.
Ember Retreat. Yes. Um, and I had been waiting to go on this retreat. And I remember that was when I first really started to kind of share. I felt safe to just share that, like, I think I want to incorporate energy healing. And I felt like an imposter. And I was like, but then everyone around me that was there just were like, "Yeah, you should. Like, I could see you doing that. Like, you had like," and I was like, "Whoa!" Like, last thing I expected was to feel so supported, and it was just a group of industry people, like, all like us. And I came back after that retreat, just like I just felt like it was like a miracle, or it was just magical. And about 2 weeks later, I really wanted a car wash. And I went and got my car washed, and I was just like, I opened an email from you. And because in my head, I was like, I need my own space. I can't start any of this until I get
Mhm,
my own
mhm.
space. But then I opened an email from you that said, you don't need the perfect space to start, kind of thing. And I was just like, what the fuck just happened? And I am like, kind of like, I just have to be doing something and be productive. So, but my car was going to be washed and it was going to take an hour. So I like watched your like YouTube thing or something. It was like a
Mhm.
video that was in that email, and I just listened to the whole thing. And then it obviously said like, then like about the coaching program and stuff. And I was like, holy crap. And I was like, fuck it, I'm going to apply. I have time. I'm sitting waiting for my car. And I just feel like, I don't know, there's like sometimes the way things happen, I just feel like there was totally a reason why I went to the car wash that day, or else I wouldn't have watched the video and I wouldn't have just like all that would have happened. And I just sent the application, and then I think we got on a call not that long after, and I just kind of had been doing so much work on myself, and just through that the retreat too, like the workshops we did there, and I kind of was like, holy shit, like I just have to go for it. Like it sounds scary, but I'm doing it. Like I just knew like to do it. And that's how I feel like I the reason I felt called to do it. And someone did mention you at the retreat too.
Oh,
Um,
cool.
yeah, like there was a girl there, like right on the last day. She's like, oh, there's like this like woman becoming ceremony or something like that, and she does energy work. You should totally look at her stuff. And I was like, oh, I've been following her for like a year, but I just wasn't ready yet. Like, I just wasn't
Yeah.
in that place. And it was just crazy because when I got back, then I like all of a sudden got this email from you. And I'm telling you, magic.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was just like really wild how it all like connected and how it all worked out. But
Yeah,
yeah.
I remembered our call. I enjoyed it a lot because I loved that you had the awareness of all the different synchronicities in that moment, and like having to go through that journey of like getting ready to get ready. And
Yeah.
so when you finally came onto the call, you were basically ready. Like we just kind of had to go through the process of you being like, okay, well, like, how is it done? And like what happens and all of that. Okay, what's the investment? But you were more or less, ready as ready as you can be, right? Like you're not gonna
Hmm.
feel 100% cozy about it. But I like that you speak to feeling, a little nervous and also, oh, it is a little scary, but like I'm gonna do it anyway.
Yeah.
Um, and so, can you share about the process of like what you learned or like the process of becoming light and maybe like what you really liked about it or what worked for you? Especially
Um,
because you did feel scared, right?
yeah, no, totally. Um, I think for me, just like I remember being nervous because of feeling like, oh, it wasn't going to be one on one. So it felt like it wasn't like one on one, but it was actually better than what I thought because it was like, because I had no idea, right? So I was like, oh, I don't get it, like groups, but whatever, like, fuck it, we're doing it, you know? And so, but like being in the group calls with other people who are going through it with you, but are in different phases of the program, like it made it like an extra like accountability because everyone's in the
Mhm.
group and you're also just like, wow, like super like different walks of life, different places in their business. And it's really helpful and like it felt like a community and it felt like I think you had mentioned too at points in the program, like when you're not in the community, it's really easy to go back to like your old shit, right? And so
Yeah.
having that accountability twice a week and showing up, it was sometimes there's resistance, but when you show up, you're like, okay, I'm glad I did that because it reminded me of like where I'm going and where I want to go. Um, and the investment in it, it's like you're investing in it and like you said, like this is gonna work. So it's gonna
Hmm.
work and I'm seeing like the benefits of the investment because of like just learning, like the like pricing and like all the things that go. It was kind of for me personally, I had learned a lot about that already, but this was just like an up level because it's more niche to the energy healing and how to incorporate that. And um, so I feel like I took the steps and did the work.
Hmm.
And like you said, like you have to show up for yourself, like,
Yes.
and so it's like I'm seeing the results from the investment for sure.
Yeah. Everybody's results are different and everybody's intention for why they come into becoming light is different.
Mhm.
So would you mind sharing like what were some of the results for you, like business, outside business, whatever, clients?
Yeah, honestly, what just looped right into my head is kind of like the results that I maybe n- thought or knew would come, but like didn't really realize how it would feel is just learning the energy healing and not having a background in energy healing and then doing it and seeing what happens is really fucking cool. And it really feels like, wow, like I am doing something bigger than myself. And it totally goes with like my business and my intention and like what I wanted. I wanted to enhance and like I don't know, I can't think of the word, but just like give my clients the best experience and a healing experience. I've always just felt like it's been like therapy when you're one on one with clients, and I really wanted to make it extra like healing or like
Mhm.
special. And
Yeah.
I think for me, like my intention was to like learn that and understand it and like up level my business. And like, yeah, like make more money, obviously, but making more money allows me to give more. It allows me to
Mhm.
have the energy for more. And to just see the results of like some of the energy work that I've done and how it's like I'm still seeing some of it kind of domino. Like I think back, like just even with my partner working on him and like some of the things happening now that I'm like, oh my God, like we worked on some of these things. I'm like, it's just wild to see the unraveling of it and how it can
Yeah.
have an impact on someone even later on or
Mhm.
and I like just the conduit and it's really amazing. And you can't I feel like it's something you just can't explain until you experience it. And when you experience it, you're like, wow, like this is really cool.
That's incredible. And I know that we did a lot of talk around marketing as well. And I think that you had talked about you, like you had some prior education in marketing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, yeah. But then like some of the business and marketing like information was still really valuable to you, right?
Oh, totally. Totally.
Yeah.
It's like
Uh, Go ahead.
a reminder. Yeah, I mean, it's easy to like forget certain things, but also again, like I think I'm personally learning each teacher can teach in a different way that makes maybe something that you learned before not make sense, but now it does.
Hmm.
So you're there's always something to learn and it just up levels the skills you already have. So yeah, I totally like feel like it it all like helped me. Like it all like
Hmm.
gave me more.
That's awesome. Yeah, it was really rewarding watching you start to weave because you did it pretty early in the mentorship. Like you started to weave, and I could tell that you already had like a marketing background because you started to weave talking about healing work like pretty early on, which was great. And just to watch like that level of like visibility and like to watch the change in real time was fun for me as a coach. And then also reading your case studies was great because you finished the certification process within your 90 days.
Yeah, I was determined.
Yeah. I was like, how is that? I was like, you did it all. Like you actually did it all in 90 days, which is great because I think that I don't know if you feel this way, but I feel like if I'm given like 45 minutes or like 90 minutes to do a haircut, like I will get it done in whatever the amount of time is that like I'm given, you know? And so it just like proves to me again and again, like 90 days is totally like enough time to like actually do it if you want to. It's just a matter of commitment. But it was very rewarding, like reading all of your work.
Yeah. I feel like I'm realizing it's all of the work that led up to this because of a lot of those other business programs that taught me how to manage my time, how to even, by 15-minute increments, like all of those
Hmm.
things that I was creating habits with,
Hmm.
like basically trained me for now, right? Like so that I'm like, okay, these are the times that I have to show up. These are the times I'm going to work on the modules. This is, and just kind of like being organized about it so that I could
Hmm.
finish it within that time. And I knew that I was going to finish the case studies because I wanted any feedback that you were going to have.
Hmm.
I was
Yeah.
like, I need to like have all the
You were like, I
feedback.
need it.
Yeah, I need it. So I was like, I need to finish this. So I was determined to do that for sure.
You did.
And I totally did the business side of the program first because it was what I was the
Good.
most comfortable with
Yeah.
too.
But it was good. And it was like so, it was so appropriate for you though, because you and I chatted in the very beginning of us working together about getting the offer for the suite. And it's so
Yes.
funny because it actually happens a lot in Becoming Light. It's really interesting. Like it all kind of like moves all at once. And people were like, oh, it's a lot. And I'm like, yeah, it's kind of common. But yeah,
Yeah.
you thinking like, oh, what do I do? What do I do? And then I was like, you just do it. And you're like,
Yeah.
okay, I'm gonna do it. And so you're opening up a business and going through Becoming Light. And then you got the certification in with it. I was like, wow, I'm like, this is awesome. It was cool to watch. And so it made sense why you did the business first, you know, because you're like, well, I'm anchoring in my own space.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you did it all. You went to like you changed like your booking platforms, you changed like
Mhm.
all of your email marketing, you started rebranding. Um, like just your entire brand, you started rebranding, you started marketing about it right away. You jumped without a prior background in holistic healing, you jumped into um, just all of the work that we do in group, and then obviously you linked up with people outside, and then you got the certification in 90 days.
Yeah.
So like, how does that feel? Does it feel great at the end? And you're already seeing the results, both financial as well as physical, within like your clients and your business.
Yeah. It feels really good. I feel like I sometimes don't realize how much I do until someone points it out, and it's like a reminder of like, "Oh, yeah, I fucking did all that."
Yeah, you fucking did all that. You fucking did all that. Like that was a huge transformation. And like, now we're like over 100 days out, but I mean, like that's a huge transformation. So I hope that you allow yourself to really feel like everything that you did because like you did it.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're so welcome. It's always so fun to like to coach people who show up for themselves in that way. Um, I do like to talk about it. I think you talked about this within the example of your partner, but I still like to talk about it big picture, right? Because I think that there's always something greater than, just wanting to make more money. And that's why I even told you before we press record that I still take a lot of the discovery calls for people to apply for Becoming Light because I want to make sure that it's going to be a good fit. And so I know that people want to make more money, but I know that it's always like a bigger picture. So can you tell me like how did Becoming Light help you like big picture in your life?
Um, what I can think of right now is the big picture was definitely me having my own space so that I can have the one-on-one with clients because I just feel like it's so healing for all of us. I feel
Yeah,
like this industry, when I got in it, I didn't realize how healing it was going to be for me and
I
for
know.
others.
I know.
And the business name Feel Like You, the intention behind that was like, I want people to feel like themselves. Like, I don't want them
Hmm.
to feel like they have to be someone else or they have to like have their hair a different way that like doesn't really fit them. Like, how can we enhance you? How can we make you feel more like you? And all along, like I was also kind of, I think it was like message too from the universe, like, girl, like, what about you? Like you're
Hmm.
preaching this to others. So what about you? Like, are you feeling like you? And it was kind of like just a journey like in this business, honestly. And then getting kind of like in getting energy healing done on myself and learning so much about myself, which unraveled so much in the bigger picture. And I realized, like, okay, my business is more than just the services. Like, this is bigger and like it's healing for me, it's healing for others. And also in that healing, like a bigger picture is also just like freedom
Hmm.
to have my own schedule, the freedom to do the things that aren't soul sucking. Like
Hmm.
it's kind of like I feel more aligned, and every step I've taken in the industry was like the next aligned step until something else was nagging at me.
Yeah.
Um and yeah, like right now I guess the bigger picture was to have like the freedom in like my business in the sense of, like my own schedule, and then also like the healing part of it. Um, just having like a space that people feel really good in that. like, just to have an impact because of the last few years that we had, with
Oh yeah.
the pandemic and I think there's so much happening with women and their hormones and just mental health, everything, and I feel like I have this space, so how can I impact and help people? And that was kinda like how all these other healers have helped me,
Hmm.
like, that was just a preparation for now me to help others, and that is kind of like one of the bigger pictures, which I can think of right now, I guess.
Yeah, that's beautiful. I love your brand so much. Would you mind sharing how people can learn more about you or how they could connect with you?
Yeah, um, on Instagram, that's, like, my
Hmm.
go-to.
Yeah,
Um, on Instagram, it's Melissa_feel like you, and then I have my website too, feellikeyouwaxandbeauty.com. Yeah, I don't know,
that's
does that
good.
answer the question?
Yeah, solid. I like it. I'm
Okay,
excited. I mean, before we end, I'm excited for your business. Like I know that this is just the beginning. Like this is just like, okay, like we've set the foundation. So like now we get to see like how you want to kind of meander throughout it. But I'm really proud of you. It's very
thank you.
rewarding to do this kind of work and to watch people blossom and grow into who they're supposed to become. So
Yeah.
thank you for sharing your story. Last thing, word of advice that you would give somebody who's watching this and maybe thinking about it, but they're not really sure. All the feelings.
Um, Word of advice. I feel like, yeah, like if you're nervous because of like the financial aspect, um, but like like you can do it because it's worth it. And when you it's just like I feel like it's like a law of the universe kind of like you're
Hmm.
investing in yourself and the intention behind what you're investing in, like it comes back to you.
Yeah.
Um and so just knowing in your heart like what you're investing in and that it's going to be worth it.
Hmm. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing.
Yeah,
Mm.
thank
Mwah.
you.
All right, let me stop.